President Donald Trump has urged everyone involved in efforts to end the Gaza war to move fast as mediators are set to meet in Egypt on Monday for indirect peace talks between Hamas and Israel.
Yeah, we're going to very quickly. We had some very good meetings. The countries of the world, a lot of the countries surrounding Israel, frankly, Muslim, Arab, and many others have had great meetings with Hamas, and it looks like it's working. So we'll wait for a little while, see how it all turns out.
Will the administration begin firing?
I think it'll work very quickly. I think it's going to go very quickly. The meetings seem to be very good. We'll find out. We'll let you know soon.
The talks come after Hamas agreed to some parts of US's 20-point peace plan, including freeing hostages in exchange for Palestinians held in Israeli jails. The group's response did not mention the key demands of its disarmament, but Al Arabiya, citing sources, say the group has agreed to hand over weapons under international supervision. In a post on social media earlier, Trump said that talks had been very successful and that the first phase should be completed this week. Foreign ministers from several countries, including Egypt, say the talks at the Egyptian resort town of Sharm el-Sheikh were a real opportunity to achieve a sustainable ceasefire. A senior Hamas official told AFP on condition of anonymity that the Palestinian group is very keen to reach an agreement to end the war and immediately begin the prisoner exchange process in accordance with the fluid conditions. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu expressed hope to announce the release of hostages in the coming days. Netanyahu ordered the departure of the Israeli delegation on Monday for the crucial talks. A Hamas delegation headed by chief negotiator Khalil al-Hayya, one of the targets of an Israeli assassination attempt in Doha last month, arrived in Cairo on Sunday night. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, and Qatari Foreign Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani will also attend. Seal the deal chants reverberated in Jerusalem as hundreds continued their protests outside the private residence of Netanyahu. They also sent out a strong message to Ron Dana, Israel's chief negotiator. A remembrance ceremony was held outside the Israeli embassy in Athens to mark the victims of the October 7th Hamas attack, while elsewhere pro-Palestinian protesters rallied in front of the Greek parliament to support an end to the war. Pro-Palestinian protests were also held in parts of Serbia and the UK, among others. This while Israeli strikes continued in Gaza, despite Trump as well as US Secretary of State Marco Rubio telling the country or Israel to immediately stop bombing the Strip. Rubio said, "You can't release hostages in the middle of strikes, so the strikes will have to stop." Israeli government spokesperson told reporters on Sunday that while certain bombings have actually stopped inside of the Gaza Strip, there is no ceasefire in place at this point of time. Gaza's Civil Defense Agency said Israeli attacks killed at least 20 people across the territory on Sunday, 13 of them in Gaza City. Meanwhile, the first 21 of the 49 Spanish activists who were part of the Gaza aid flotilla intercepted earlier this week landed at Madrid airport, where they reported having been mistreated and subjected to humiliating treatment during their detention. Retired Colonel Rich Altzen is a senior fellow at the Atlantic Council and the Jamestown Foundation Council, is now joining us live from Istanbul. Rich Altzen, it's good to see you and thank you very much for making time for us. What do you make of the talks happening in Egypt? Do you have any hopes in them?
Well, it's good to be with you, and thanks for having me. I actually am very upbeat, I'd say relatively optimistic. These negotiations, unfortunately, come 2 years into this very brutal war. And it's the first time I think we've seen the U.S. president push as hard as he did. Now, during the UN General Assembly week, we saw that he presented this plan, the outlines of this plan. 7 or 8 Muslim majority, they went and engaged with Hamas in Doha. I know Turkish and Egyptian, Qatari, others, officials went to convince President Trump, pushed Netanyahu to do so as well, means that we are now approaching a true ZOPA, what negotiators call a zone of potential agreement. And there's still a few things to be worked out, but I think both sides are exhausted from this. And of course, the people of Gaza as well. So I actually feel this is the best chance for peace we've seen since the attacks of October 7th, 2023.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Richardson, it's good to see you. We have a very poor connection with you. I'll just have to let you go at this hour. But it's good to see you. Thank you for talking to us today.